Hi, friends. My name is Vance Rains. I'm the lead pastor at First Church Orlando, and this is a midweek devotion for August 11th, 2021. Glad to have a few minutes with you. There is a hymn in the United Methodist hymnal called the Hymn of Promise, and the first stanza says, "In the bulb there is a flower, in the seed an apple tree. In cocoons a hidden promise, butterflies will soon be free. In the cold and snow of winter there's a spring that waits to be, unrevealed until its season, something God alone can see." Again, in the bulb there is a flower, in the seed an apple tree, right? So we know that, right? That within every seed, every bulb, there is the potential for a new plant, a new tree, a new flower. So I have an apple with me here today. Probably when I eat this, I'll find 4 or 5 seeds within it, and the truth is that within every one of those seeds is the potential to grow an apple tree that could produce thousands of apples, in time, and each one of those have seeds, right? And each one of those have potential within the seed. There is that possibility. That there's that potential. Now, here's what's true, though, right? While I know that potential is in each seed, virtually every apple I've ever eaten in my life, when I get down to the seeds, the core, they go in the trash can, and then those go to the dump and just decompose, and they don't become a tree. Most apple seeds don't become trees. That's the reality of it. In fact, if you just had an apple tree growing in the wild and no one saw it, and the apples just produced and fell to the ground and rotted, some of the seeds in the decomposing apple would become trees, but most of them wouldn't. They would either just never germinate, or they would get eaten by birds, or whatever the case might be. So there's potential in every seed, right? In every apple seed there is potential, but not every seed fulfills its potential, right? Think about how many acorns fall out of an oak tree. Think of how many pine cones fall out of a pine tree. They don't all fall to the ground and become trees, right? Some become food, like squirrels eat the acorns, right? We decorate at Christmas with the pine cones, or whatever the case may be. There is somehow, in the way God designed nature, potential in every seed. Potential in every seed. This is a metaphor, but not every seed reaches its potential. Now, I grow bonsai trees and such. Some that I really love are called desert rose. About a year ago, a lot of my desert rose produced these long seed pods, and with every seed pod, there's just dozens of seeds that normally, when the pod opens, the seed just blow away. So you watch them, you're careful, you grab them at just the right moment. Well, honestly, I had never planted seeds from my desert rose before. I didn't really know what I was doing. So I collected a whole bunch of them. I just sort of went by instinct, planted a whole bunch of them. And sure enough, they grew. I probably had 50 little sprouts and seedlings. But over time, they didn't all make it. I'm probably down to about 30 now from the original, I don't know, who knows, 50 maybe. And I was out there yesterday, and I noticed that a couple more had died. I'm getting to be that tall. A couple more had died. I was kind of bummed out, like, I've lost a couple more. Well, I still have almost 30, right? I don't need it. Isn't that remarkable that even without my really being intentional about it, really being kind of careless about it, 50 seeds that probably would have just blown away and never produced anything have now produced 30 new plants, which then could produce seed pods and produce more plants, right? There's potential. Now, we all know this, right? I'm just speaking horticulturally at the moment, right? There are plants that I have really nurtured and I've killed. A lot of people tell me they have a brown thumb. There are plants I've neglected and they've thrived. I don't understand why that is. It just is how it is. But as a general rule, right, if you put a seed with its potential in the right kind of soil, at the right depth, with the right amount of water and the right amount of sunlight and the right temperature, generally speaking, they will grow and become, right? Well, I really do think that's a metaphor. I think the hymn, in every seed there is a possibility, right? I think that's a metaphor that we live in a world that is designed by God, and there is potential and possibility everywhere. Within you, there are gifts and abilities that some have emerged, but some, if you cared for them, if you nurture them, they will blossom, right? There are relationships you have in your life that maybe just right now are casual, surface level relationships. If you cared for them, if you nourish those relationships, they can blossom into something more. There are opportunities we have. There are books to read on our shelves. There are projects to do. There are opportunities to serve. Our days are filled with these moments of possibility that might just lie dormant, right? They may never grow. They may never become. But if you give them the right love and care, right, they might just grow to be something beautiful, right? I don't know what that is for you. I don't know what that is. I think this could be applied relationally. I think it could be applied intellectually. I think it could be applied to our time. I think it could be applied to all kinds of things. What's the potential? What's the God-given potential that, given the right conditions, right? See, I think this is like a partnership that God does in the world. God puts all of this possibility before us and then says, what are you going to do with it? Right? It's like the parable of the talents. God gives us these opportunities. What do you want to do with it? What do you want to do with it? There always is that. There's a saint of the church, Saint Irenaeus, and he's known for a quote, "The glory of God is a human fully alive," right? Well, what does it mean to be fully alive? It means to flourish. It means a life of abundance. It means to take advantage of every opportunity, possibility, and potential. So I just wonder, in your life today, what relationship has possibility? What talent, ability within you could be nurtured to become something? What opportunity to serve someone else? I don't know what it is. What time that you've been given? How could you use that time to flourish in some new way? It's a gift from God. I hope you'll take advantage of it. Have a blessed week, friends.